If you found yourself here, you're at Pass the Cast, brought to you by the fabulous PeriGirls. So if you are a female scoper and you're afraid to push that button or you're really not sure what you want to talk about, just go to perigirls.com. We have daily assignments that give you a topic that you can scope about. And thank you, Lynn, for that fabulous opening. You did an awesome job. I know it was your first time, but you did awesome. That was great. So, our topic today, well, let me introduce myself. That'd probably be nice if I did that first. I'm Heather Weber, aka the Veteran Crusader. I empower our veterans to navigate our VA system so that they can get the benefits that they rightly deserve and have earned, because it took 17 years of my life to get my service-connected disability, and nobody should wait 17 years. I think that's one of the reasons why we have such a high homeless rate for veterans. And so I typically scope about veterans, the VA system, mental health awareness. I obviously always scope for Pass the Cast, and I scope for my heart tribes because I love heart tribes. It is like Michelle says, getting your PhD and scoping. I feel like it's Harvard, and I'm trying to get my PhD. I just got to go a couple more weeks. You know what I'm saying? Kristen knows what I'm saying. So our topic today, Barbie Lee, by the way, is after me. And she is at Barbie Lee. I put her in my title. So the topic today, what was your first job? And then if you'll notice underneath it, I put, yikes. There's a reason. When I tell you the name of it, you're going to be like, what? Yeah. So I was 14 and in Kansas, yeah, what? And yikes. In Kansas, you can get your driver's license at the age of 14. If you live far away from school, and I lived about an hour away and I had to drive myself to school. So yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore. And I don't think you can get it at 14 anymore unless it's like to drive a tractor or something. But yeah, so back in the day, you could get it when you were 14 and you could drive to school and to work. Obviously I did it for more than that. Don't tell anybody, but I did. So the first job that I had so that I would have my own money was at the food court in Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas, called, drum roll please, Mr. Pork Tenders. I'll let that sit with you for a second. Mr. Pork Tenders, yes. And my father, Mr. Pork Tenders, everything was fried. There was nothing that was not fried in that. Overland Park, yes. United States of Terra, yes. So my father actually lives in North Kansas City, Missouri. I was on the Kansas side. My father was on the Missouri side. He would literally drive 30 minutes just to get free food from me. Why would you who drives 30 minutes just to get a fried pork tender sandwich? And I mean, these things were huge. Like, they were huge. And onion rings, because he always liked the onion rings other than good pork, other than the French fries. He didn't like the French fries. But everything was fried. It was crazy. 30 minutes. That is not so free. Yeah, right? But he did it. Every time my dad would just like walk up and I'm like, really, Dad? And he was like, you know what I want? And then he would just sit down and wait for me to get it. It was so annoying. However, I did eat there every day. I had a half a pork tender sandwich with onion rings. I don't know. And the nice thing is that it no longer exists. There is no longer a Mr. Pork Tenders. I think it only lasted like a year or two when I was 14. And I'm 44 now. So that's 30 years ago. Just saying. So yeah, I love onion rings. Oh. Yeah, right? And then, like when you're in the food court, how tiny those little places are. We were like on the end, and it was like super tiny. So you'd go home and like your hair smells like grease, and everything just smelled like grease. Right? Thank God for cutting Mr. Pork Tender's life short. Just saying, because it paid well. It paid well, and I got fed, so I'll take it. Pulled pork is amazing, But these were basically like chicken fried steak, but it was like chicken fried, not chicken, like pork fried steak or whatever you would, I don't even know what you'd call it. And then you put it on a bun and then whatever toppings they wanted on it. I always just put ketchup and mayonnaise on mine because that's like a staple of mine. And get a drink and then the onion rings. That was my first job. Then I left there and I went, right? I know. I felt horrible. When I saw the topic, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to say Mr. Pork Tenders. But yeah, no health benefits at all. Chicken fried pork, right? It's kind of like the chicken fried steak. Just saying, you know. Just saying. I can add a bunch of words together and make it into a sentence. You did say no, Mr. T, today. You did bring that up in our conversation, Lynn, so I apologize. I didn't escort Mr. T anywhere, but I worked at Mr. T's. Hi, Sage. I do have something in common with Joanne. We both had a Mr. T in our lives when we were young with our first job. Oh, she's live. Barbie Lee is live. Everybody, please go give her some love and love on her. Thank you.